Jeez Louise, can't hear. Hi guys, look who I have with me. Carter Butter. Hey Carter Butter. Carter, Anthony, you don't want to pull your chair up here. Now you don't want to participate? You want to do what? What do you want to do? Huh? Yeah, you can eat your cereal. You can eat your cereal now. Come on. Eat your cereal. Ciao. Hey guys, he said he wanted to join me and now he doesn't. Welcome to Come Eat with Aggie, guys. I hope that you guys had a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Valentine's Day weekend. You had a good Valentine's Day? You miss mommy? Did you miss mommy when mommy was gone? Child, some days he participates. Maybe it's Maybelline dog at this point. I don't understand. He pulled his chair up here and he wanted to be in my video, but then I told him to wait to eat his cereal because my food wasn't ready, and then he got an attitude. But you can eat your cereal now. Did you pray? No? Let us pray. Father, thank you for allowing us to see another day, for us waking up and being with one another. Father, thank you, Lord, for this food that we are able to afford and buy, Lord Jesus. Just ask you to watch over us as we continue our day, our week, our month, and our year. In your precious name, we give you all the glory and praise. Amen. No amen. Do you want to leave? Because you can go. Okay. Welcome to Come Eat with Aggie. I thought I was going to have me a guest, but my guest is leaving. I guess I didn't put it in his rider that he had to wait for his food to be fixed. So yeah, so since you gone, you take all your, yes, you take set. Because you bought the set over here, so you take that set back over there. Okay? Child, cheers. It is 5 o'clock somewhere, child. It's 2:37 here. Cheers. Okay? And it's only Tuesday. This is a concoction I made. I forgot what I put in it earlier. But it's really good. So I'm going to eat this beautiful salad. Y'all, check the salad out. Like, get into it. Can you get into it? Can y'all get into it? I'm trying not to waste it. But, because if it drops, it's going to most definitely stain my carpet. But I did this video where I made this salad. I was like, y'all eating salad today. Whatever. But I cooked steak. So, let me tell y'all. A lot of people say, Agatha, you don't eat meat. How can you cook it? That don't make sense. Like, I used to eat meat. It's just cooking. So, I guess they mean, how can you eat meat, but you can't taste it? I know what my flavors are. I know what my seasonings are. I season to the ancestors tell me to stop. So therefore, I know it's going to be good. So I made the kids some ribeye steaks yesterday. And I was like, instead of giving them like carbs, like potatoes or, French fries or something, let me put it in a salad. And I put all these amazing things in it. And I'm going to show you the video right now. Hey, y'all. So I'm about to sear up some steaks real quick for this salad that I'm about to, I was eating earlier. But the kids had steak salads and I did salmon for me. So salt and pepper your steaks as best as you can, however you season. I just use salt, pepper, garlic, salt, I think. But you can use whatever steak seasoning you want on here. These are thin ribeyes, so it doesn't take too much to season them. I'm waiting for my cast iron pan to get really hot. So place them in the cast iron and let them sear up a little bit. I'm going to do something a little bit different just to make it a little tender for the kids because they do like to eat steak, but it has to be real tender. It's not something that they have to chew. So I'm putting garlic in here and I'm going to add some vegan butter. Also, I'm going to add beer, but y'all ain't going to see that part. In the salad, I'm just doing some sliced onions. I'm also going to add some tomatoes on the vine. The onions are a good way for me to add into foods. My kids really are not that picky though, but you know, hey, what else? I don't even know what I'm opening. Oh, I'm opening them cherry tomatoes on the vine. It's been so hard finding cherry tomatoes on the vine, but them the only ones that I like and my kids like and things of that nature. So I'm going to chop these up and put these into the salad. Y'all see I was at first taking off the green things, but typically I don't, especially if I'm gonna cook these in the oven. I don't take those off. Excuse Carter in the background. I just told him I was recording, but I guess he don't care. And we are going to add some dried cranberries. So good in salads, and especially this salad. And we're going to add some pecans to the mix. Mix that up, and the star of the show is not all the other ingredients. It is this blueberry goat cheese. It stains really bad too, but it is so good. So I actually tried some blueberry goat cheese in Cape Town, South Africa, and of course, due to the panorama, I can't get any shipped to me, but found some in Publix the other day. Publix is my supermarket of choice in Atlanta. I kind of paused a little bit because guess who don't eat cheese? Soraya. So I had to take out some salad for her, just to make sure that she doesn't eat the cheese. But, and I'm gonna add, y'all see that bruise on the back of my leg? So I went to Tulum, and at first I thought I got bit by something, but it actually was a zip tie straps, and it kept falling down my leg, so I got a big bruise. All right, back to the salad. Mix it all up. We're gonna add some olive oil, EVOO, some salt and pepper. Make sure y'all season y'all salads. Y'all be out here eating bland salads and stuff. That ain't cute. And now I think we're going to, I'm tasting it just to make sure that it's seasoning. So that's why you see me picking it out. And this my salad. I ain't served it to nobody else but my kids, and my hands clean. Okay. But I tasted it just to make sure that all the, ingredients matched, which they did, of course, but just wanted to double check and make sure. Taking my salmon out, got Soraya's salad on the side. So now I'm going to take out the steaks. I'm going to empty the jus out of the pan because I actually end up using that goodness, all that juice in the background for another recipe. I didn't record that one, but it was good for the kids. And I'm going to place these steaks back into the pan because I want to sear them just a little bit more. That juice, like I said, was the onions, the garlic, the butter, and the Modelo beer. So I'm going to let that pan get hot just a little bit more. Yeah, I was getting ready to go to bed. That's why I'm in my nightgown. But y'all disregard any and everything you see, okay? We're going to put them back in there and let them get a little bit crispy again. They are ribeyes, so they are a little bit I cooked them to a temperature of well done here today, just only because I'm going to slice it up real thin and put it in this salad for these kids. And like I said, they are thin steaks. These steaks only cost me like $12. They were on sale for the pack. I was surprised, and it was like 4 of them in the pack. So we just letting that get brown just a little bit more for them children, you know. And I'm cutting all the fat off of it because I just don't have time for them. And I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I had to do a TikTok. Okay. And so now I'm adding the dressing to the salad because I like to dress the salad. Typically when people, you know, put dressing on their salad, you use too much. So if you go ahead and pre-dress it, you know, make it shake, then everybody should be good. Mix that all up. There. The steaks are cut and chilling to the side, and now we're about to plate this salad. Y'all, it was so good. You guys should try it, and it was super easy. And I made 4 salads for about $15. Okay, basically, just doing a TikTok. I think I was doing a TikTok or a reel. I can't remember, child. Was doing something. Where'd I go? Girl, come back to the camera. What you doing? Child, I stepped away. All right, so have them all together here, dressed. Everybody has their salad, and I am about to add the steaks
to the salads. I did save that fat at the top. I actually put it back in the jus that's on the stove for another recipe for them that was later that week. Mix that up for the babies. The biggest salad is Cam's, of course, and then Soraya's, and then Carter's. He actually ate it. Then I had some salmon that I kind of just shredded and put it in my salad. And it was so good, y'all, with that Fiji apple dressing. I kind of talk about it. I think I'm going to talk about it.
All right. Y'all like it? It was quick and easy, right? It was simple, easy. Y'all soften them steaks up the way y'all want to soften them steaks up. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do. I particularly like to sear them in a cast iron pan and then put them in the oven, but the ribeyes were so thin, I didn't want to overcook them. My kids eat their steak medium well because I teach them to eat that way. Well done you're doing the most at this point. Not knocking those that do like their steak well done. I want y'all coming for me. But they eat their steaks medium well, so I put them in there, sear them really good. And then sometimes if it's a thick enough steak, I slide it in the oven. If I'm doing 2,000 things at one time, then, I just cook it on top of the stove and then let it sit and rest. And then I added salmon to my salad because I don't eat steak. So it was just a brown sugar glazed salmon, just brown sugar. You can add honey to it. I just have brown sugar on it. Let it marinate. Once I bring it. So here's what I do. I'll buy the salmon fillets at the store. And if they don't already have the marinade, I come home and I do a marinade. So I put them in like a Ziploc bag and I put like brown sugar, a little soy sauce or whatever. Put them in the freezer and boom, there you go. So when you pop it out, you put it on the stove and it's done. So that's what I did with this salmon. But let me tell you what's in here. So today I added one more extra ingredient that I did not add yesterday. And I'm going to tell you. So I caramelized some onions in the salmon pan that I had seared the salmon with. It has bib lettuce, little mini bib lettuces. They're so cute. Look at them. Some romaine, pecans, cranberries, tomatoes, onions, a little drizzle of olive oil, of course, and salt and pepper. The main ingredient is not the salmon. It is this blueberry goat cheese. Y'all, at your grocery stores, can they get it for you? Because they can. It's Burrowhead. I think that's how you say it. But it's blueberry goat cheese. I also have a orange apricot goat cheese in there too. I cannot wait to try it. I'm going to cook that, I think tomorrow with some chicken for the kids or something. I got this sauce I'm going to make. Y'all, that blueberry goat cheese in there. And then I dressed it. Now, here's the thing. So Panera Bread has this dressing called Fiji apple, right? Love it, to die for. And I was like, well, do they make it? And so one day I looked up the ingredients of what is in the dressing and made it my own. So it's just apples, a little honey, lemon juice, olive oil, blended together, boom. But then I went into the store the other day and praise the Lord, they actually have the Fiji dressing in the store. So either or. But I will probably put the Fiji apple dressing in the box below. If I don't forget, don't charge it to me, just rewind it. But it's super, super easy. You can cook down the apples so they can soften a little bit, just in some water, like steam the apples down, put them in a blender, put some olive oil in there, lemon and honey. Amazing. But also Panera has their dressings bottled now, so you don't have to do it. So you put that on top of the salad, and then I added some alfalfa sprouts because I can and I want to. But y'all, how was y'all weekend? I ain't gonna be too long with y'all today. I had something to talk about, but I forgot what it was. It may come back to me. But y'all can get into this salad. I'm sending another direction. That's what he wanted to do. Go sit back there. That's what you wanted to do, baby? Sit up there at the bar? Child. Weird. What was I going to talk to y'all about? Oh, my trip. No. most amazing time. So what I did was, I needed to get out of the US of the A. Okay? There's a lot going on. I'm recording. You can't be loud. I hadn't had a break since September 2019 when I did my one-way trip to Bali. 2020 was busy for me. Non-stop. I didn't get a break. I ain't work. I worked. I didn't get a break. I was able to take my kids on family vacations, but I'm talking about like something for me. When I started going to therapy a while ago, that was one thing that my therapist made sure that needed to be important, and that was to take time to myself, either go to sit in a hotel room for the weekend or go on a trip. I do that all the time. So I didn't get one of those last year. And it showed because by December of 2020, I was done. I had almost basically cussed everybody the hell out. I was like, I'm tired, leave me alone. I need to go. So January come, and then all that stuff happened with insurrection. That's stress. And you don't realize, you think that you don't carry on the cares of the world, but if you start listening to it and looking at it and watching it every day, you know, we was already having issues with the election, and it was just stressful. People out here acting wild and out, being crazy and stuff. And I was just like carrying that too as well, on top of, you know, the workload that I had for the full 2020 year. So I was sitting on my couch, and I messaged my friend. And what happened was, we were supposed to go to Miami last year, but it got canceled due to COVID. So I had a credit on the airline. And so I was like, called her up, and I was like, yo, I need you to book, because she booked the tickets. I was like, I need you to use my coupon. I need to book my ticket. I'm going to Tulum. She's like, what day and time? I was like, February 11th, dipping out. I'm coming back on the 14th. I wanted to stay longer, but then called another friend of mine, and she was like, what you doing for Valentine's Day? You know, I ain't single, ain't ready to mingle, ain't got nobody to be with. So I was just like, I'm going to Tulum. She's like, what? Came over to the house, we discussed it. She booked her ticket on my couch. It was literally like a week, maybe 2 weeks before our leave date. We just booked it. We booked our hotel a week before we left, though. Struggle bus. But I went to Tulum, one of the places that I've always wanted to go to and visit. And y'all, Tulum did not disappoint. Tulum was amazing. Although, you know, and here's the thing. I didn't feel like I was in that place and needed to be with a man. But it sure doggone is a vacation location. Like, y'all got y'all bulls, y'all take them there. Y'all go there, y'all have a good time, y'all relax. The flight was 2 hours. I stayed at Dreams Resort in Tulum. It was an all-inclusive resort, which was amazing because we didn't have to worry about food or alcoholic drinks or regular drinks. Like, we didn't even have to leave the resort. And for me, I typically like to venture out with the, you know, with the locals. But for this trip, we just did not. We did excursions. We went ziplining. We went to the Mayan ruins, but you know that's a little touristy thing that they tell you. It ain't the real one. And then we went to the Mayan ruins first. We went ziplining. We dived in cenote caves, so underwater caves. I did that. I didn't dive because I didn't want to get my hair wet, but I got in the water with a life jacket. And it was amazing, and it was fun. I've never done that before. It was scary as crap because it was so dark down there. And you were walking at one point, and then all of a sudden, there was no floor. And yeah, very intense. And then we did ATVs. We ATV'd through the jungle. I actually have a mark on my leg from my adventure. It's a big bruise that I bought back from Tulum. I always try to bring something back outside of souvenirs, but bought that back. But that was an amazing reset. I actually was able to have a massage on the beach, and that closed. Child, I got tan. I didn't realize I was tan, but I did get tan. And y'all, trying to tell you, got to do it. So a lot of people were just like, dang, you ain't tell nobody, People will trick you out of a trip in a minute. They be wanting to go, and then next minute you know they can't go, and you know what I'm saying, you got to foot this whole bill. Ain't nobody got time for that. I booked my ticket, and then I talked about it to a certain amount of people. I don't think I told my mama until the Sunday when I was leaving, or maybe the Saturday before I left on February the 11th. Maybe I told her the Saturday before. I was like, so yeah, I'm not gonna be here. She's like, where you going? Mexico. What? You going to work? No, just going. With who? At this point, nobody. But then my friend booked her ticket, and we dipped out. I like the luxury of living like that. I know a lot of people say, you know, and it's difficult because like I said, along in all my other videos, I used to work corporate, so I had a job. We had to put in PTO, but now I'm loving the fact that I can work from home. My work can come with me, and I can still enjoy life and be able to pick up and go. So I go back to Cancun in March. So you land in Cancun, and then Tulum is an hour and 45-minute drive down. And so I go back to Cancun next month, and then in May, I'm going back to Tulum. So for all those who said, you didn't tell me you were going, there's your invite. And it is, but it was amazing. I met some amazing, sweet people. Like, we're friends right now. Like, it's just cool how you can travel and meet people from around the world and, you know, bond. And like, we had a ball, like we had a blast. It was truly an amazing, much needed trip. Y'all see I'm like happy and stuff. Cause child, leading up to, I had an attitude. I was upset. Whatever. But how was y'all Valentine's Day? Did y'all get anything? Y'all showed out with the little flowers and the balloons and the and this. I love to see it. I was excited to see it. Y'all, this salad is so good. Tell y'all, the key star in here is not all the other ingredients. It's the blueberry goat cheese. And you might be like, Agatha, blueberry goat cheese with salmon? You'll not it till you try it. Okay? But let me chew my food first. I know that's it. I cannot wait to the day that's manifested for me. I was watching on Instagram. I know y'all probably seen B. Simone. She's an amazing girl. And I don't have nothing bad to say. Everybody be going off on her. I don't. The baby said she ain't want no person that worked a 9 to 5, and that's what she confessed. Okay? But during that time period, she said that, you know, she was getting herself together, and that's so true. So I kind of want to talk about that. Oh, wow. That's insane. I just got a crazy email. It ain't got nothing to do with me, but that's insane. Wow. Let me take a moment of silence for this. That was deep. I don't even know why I opened that. But I love her because her last video that I think went viral again was her saying, you know, like manifesting love. And, you know, when you single, make a list of what you want in your mate. But what she was saying was, okay, you got that list. You need to go on the other side and make sure that you are compatible to that. You want him to have a good job? You need to have a job. You want him to be healthy? You need to be healthy. And she's just going down this list. And I agree with that. First thing, that the end of her whole thing was, you can't expect greatness from another person when you don't even feel yourself great or adequate. You don't even love yourself. And here you are trying to make sure that this man has every I dotted and T crossed, and you ain't putting in the effort to do anything. You giving bare minimum. Over here, we're not, it's not, it ain't mediocre, okay? It is not average. I choose to live that way. I choose to live my life in joy and in peace and just being spontaneous and loving each and every person that comes into my life. I choose that life. I don't choose to live over here in negativity. I don't choose to live over here in negative land. You know, I get comments all the time calling me thirsty and all this. Okay, so if you think I'm thirsty, cheers. Because it's the only thing I'm drinking, baby. Okay? I ain't thirsty after nobody. What I want and how I want to enjoy my life, I'm going to enjoy my life by myself. If I can do it for myself, I don't need nobody to come in and do it. Because what happens is when I wait for someone to come in, that camera went off, to come in and take me somewhere or take me on a trip or do a vacation, I'm going to be there set around 10, 12, 11 years. I can give you my exact year date. Not experiencing the world and or not doing what I love to do. And so, like, if I'm thirsty, cheers, snitches. So then, it is what it is. And, everybody's like, who's taking your pictures? What if I had, who's recording this? Ain't no production here. Child. Now, although that place was gorgeous, and I would have loved to have a baby there with me, but I don't wait around or choose to wait around for someone else to come into my life for me to experience life. And the person who taught me that was my sweet friend Juliet. Hey, Jules. She has a book. I'm 30 and single, and I don't care. I knew I was going to get it. I'm 30, I'm single, and I don't care. And it talks about her being content with her life and still living it. And I remember when I met Jules a long time ago, she's just full of this life, and I actually work with her now with her Brave by Faith travel company. And I was just amazed. She is younger than me, and she's content in her life. And it was so crazy. I met her when I was married, but I actually started being friends with her when I separated and going through my divorce. And just someone who, at that point in time, I think I was 30, 37, probably 32, 33, something like that. And, just to see her live her life. And so I just wanted to, she literally motivated me. But for now, Agatha loved herself. So in the event that someone that comes into my life now, I love myself, that I'll be able to love that person. And you're going to have to be ready, babe. Because, listen, it's a world to see. And a lot of, so, a lot of times people think, well, it costs so much money to do these things. How can you do these things and we're in a panorama? And, if you stock enough, and if you budget enough and you save enough, then you will be able to do those things. For my trip, I didn't have to spend any more money outside of my hotel on my flight, because when I got to my hotel, I had food, alcoholic beverages, and drinks unlimitedly from the time that I checked in to the time that I checked out. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything. My flight, like I said, I got my flight. Last year, I had booked it during the top of the panini, and my flight was cheap. So I had a coupon, and then guess what? I was able to find another flight that was compatible to that price. And so, traveling doesn't have to break the bank. And you ain't got to go out of the country. Just go somewhere and love on yourself. It can be at a hotel down the street. If y'all got kids, leave them kids at the house with their grandmama and them, or their uncle, cousin, brother and them, or whoever you trust, and get out, because you need it, my child. Y'all go everywhere. These children, last year, they done been all over the southern part of the United States of America. I took them everywhere during the panini safely.
Last year.
But they get to travel a lot, too. They don't get left out. And so I told them, they really want to go to the Bahamas, and with the Panda Express that we got going on here, you couldn't really do it. But with me traveling, and I don't want to do something while I'm with them, I would rather go before them to figure out the ins and outs and moves and stuff, because traveling with kids can be intense. But when I travel with my kids, it's not, because I've already been to that place. and I can bring them in, and this is what mommy did, this, that, and the third. And it's just a smooth transition. So Tulum may be their big vacation this year. It's definitely something that I'm excited for. Last year they were supposed to go to Thailand, and we were going to do Thailand and Bali, but the Pandora happened. Okay. But yes, loving on yourself, I think that it's truly important to do, especially if you are trying to think about, getting back into the dating world. Dating is intense. I told y'all that. Like, child, I don't have the patience or the time to do it. And for me, I just feel like he's supposed to just fall out the sky. I seen a meme, and Bernie Sanders was in it. He was sitting there, with his mittens on, hands crossed. And the meme said, me waiting for my Prince Charming to come in my house and buy me. And I just thought that was so funny. I mean, you're not going to be able to meet nobody if you don't get on the dating apps, if you don't go out, things of that nature. And a lot of people disagree with that. But for me, I just feel like, you got to be putting some work. Faith without works is dead, right? So you got to put in some type of work to meet these people. But before you do any of that, you need to make sure that you're happy and whole with yourself. Because if you're carrying on the baggage of your past relationships and you bring it into a new one, you're just only doing nothing but piling up the shit up under the rug. Okay? So, I mean, that was it. I mean, I had fun, able to connect with people. When I travel, I like to get numbers and names of people. That way, when I come back into your country, I hit you up and be like, yo, come back in the country, this, that, and the third. I do that with Cape Town. Like, I have my person. I miss him so much. I miss Cape Town so much. But when I land, taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I like to do. I like to travel. Sorry, what you cooking? What's out?
I made it.
You got a salad too? I don't know what they're doing. Man, going in circles right now. It is cold. Y'all got the little cold front coming through. Shouts out to everybody that's dealing with, the snow in Texas and Mississippi. I'm praying for y'all. I just said today I need to go to the grocery store because I don't want to be stuck without no milk. Because that little one that was sitting right here will have a fit. But it looked like it's pretty cold outside. And I'm not excited about going. I might just order groceries. I can't go nowhere. Come on here. Let my friend borrow my car. What else, y'all? What else happened over the weekend? Who got engaged? Anybody knew we know? I'm trying to find out what is going on. I seen a meme the other day too, said we'll be welcoming our November babies. A lot of you. Okay? A lot of you. I just, I'm just in a good place right now. I guess I can talk about that too as well. Being in a good place. I have my moments. Don't get me wrong. I be ready to knock if you buck, like busting your heads wide open, right? Boom. I have those days where I just want to not really fight, but don't bother me. Right. I'm in a good place. The other day I had a family meeting with my kids. And we try not to have secrets. try not to. You know, be open and honest with one another. And we had a very important family meeting. And in that moment, you know, because as a mom, you do so much to try to protect your kids. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna turn this other camera on. Hopefully it'll. I don't know why it does this. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, okay? With this camera. I don't know why I keep saying it overheats and it only be on for 9 minutes. But we try not to have secrets in our family. You know, we try to be open and honest. That's the life that I want to live with my kids. You do what you want to do with your kids. But for me, I feel like I am their mother. They know I'm their mother, but I also do want to be that semi-friend. I'm not like our parents was ancient little friends. I want to know if you're hurting, if you're sad, or anything like that. So we have family meetings. You know, we sit down, we all talk, we gather together. I try to do it once a week because they'll be upstairs in their room. Like, their rooms are, maybe I'll do a tour. I'm almost finished. I got a couple of things to do in Soraya's room and finish my room, but maybe I'll do a tour upstairs so y'all can see upstairs. But their room's decked out to what they want it to be, so they normally are in there. But I try to have, you know, us to be together. We eat dinner together every day, things of that nature. Oh, my dining room table come this week. I am so excited. I finally found one that I like that's going to be delivered. No. Sick of it. I didn't have it delivered here. I just had it delivered to my mama's house, and I'll figure out how I'm going to get it from there. But, y'all, I'm excited. Anyways, it just made me think about it. But I had a meeting, and in our family meeting, we had said something. I'm not gonna show y'all what we was talking about, but at the end of the meeting, it basically was my kids kind of released me a tad bit, and I want to talk about it because, of course, y'all know I'm a single mom of 3 gorgeous kids, right? But I do this on my own every single damn day, you know. Financially, I'm supported, but having a 2-parent home is important if you can have it. And, you know, shouts out to all the single mamas that's beast mode in this every single day. And shouts out to the single parents that don't have a support of a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have your mom and your dad and your brothers or your sisters near you. You in a state by yourself, and you is rocking this out by yourself. Like, shouts out to y'all. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't living close to where my mom and my brother stay. I just don't know what I would do. Like, I don't know. My best friend, you know, lives very close to me. I have friends that do live close, but they have their lives and they have their own families, right? But having my parents, my mom and my dad, and my brother and my sister here, it eases up the load just a tad bit. But every single day I'm here with Marshall 1, 2, and 3. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself as a mom, only because I want everything to look nice. Like, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was just saying, like, you know, I chose my house to be all white because it forces me to keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? I don't like clutter. Like, clutter stresses me out. Anxiety. I get anxiety watching Hoarders. I sit there and watch it, but child, I would be stressed. I don't even like, you know how, you know, stuff be on the floor? I'm constantly sweeping. I'm constantly mopping. If right now, I just look down, it's a piece of lint, and I'm going to grab it. Not right now, but I'm going to grab it. It's not becoming an OCD type thing, but, you know, you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And so I tell my kids all the time, you have to keep the house clean because you don't know who pops up. This is Come Eat with Aggie. People come over and chill and hang out. It's the hangout spot. You know what I'm saying? So I put a ton of pressure on me being a mom with my kids. Got to make sure that they in school. Got to make sure they turn in their schoolwork. Sarah down here, hopefully, well, I pray she out of school, child. She down here We call her CNN. She like to pop in all the time. I have a 5-year-old that don't like to do school. So, I have to make sure that he does that. My 15-year-old is very good at his school things of nature. But then I have boys. Clean the bathroom up. Soraya, gotta make sure you keep your room clean, things of that nature. I have to not only be teacher, I have to be mama, I have to be businesswoman because I run a couple businesses and I work. And so I put a lot of pressure on me. And then for them, I try to make sure that they have whatever they need. If they want $20 to spend on PlayStation, I want to be able to get on my phone and cash up them $20. You know what I'm saying? And I work hard every single day to do that. And I'm doing this by myself. And so the other day during our family meeting, I've been coming to the realization that, Agatha, you love yourself. You love where you are in life. You're taking control over the things that you have control over. Those things that you do not have control over, you let the Lord laying it at the altar, right? And you're a good darn mother. You are a damn good mama. But hearing it from your kids, my mantra is love you, mean it, make good choices. I always tell my kids I love them. But a lot of times moms don't get to hear that. You hear from your friends and things of that nature, but when you hear from your kids, it hits different. It pulls at your heartstrings, and it literally puts you in a space of, I'm doing this right, Most of the times I tell my kids, something happened, they fall and hurt themselves, but did you die? You know what I'm saying? Be thankful. You know what I'm saying? And they released me from the pressures of always being perfect and on point, allowing me to be human and showing those emotions, and letting them know that I too am a person. You may look at me as being strong, and I think that eventually when my kids get older, I tell my kids all the time, like, they have no idea. Like, y'all, they don't understand the capacity of life that they live being with me. I like to think that I live like Drake, okay? And I tell my kids, y'all don't understand. Because we pass by so many communities that just don't have those opportunities that they have. And I tell my kids told me, like, you're a great mom. Like, we see you working hard and we see you doing this, and we'll help out more, and they don't even make promises like we promise. Like, they'll say, well, my middle child said, Mommy, these are the things that I want to be more better at when it comes to the house. I won't complain as much as when you ask me to wash the dishes or wash our clothes or vacuum. I'll help out with Carter a little bit more. And Cam, same way. They both just like kind of went in, and they were like, you are a great mom, and we appreciate you and we love you. And that just tore me up. I was tore up. I was done. And then that night I had on Ty Tribbett, and it was just me and Ty down here. And child, we were worshiping. I forgot the album. The live album he had, child. And it was just like, and my kids come down and they're just looking at me, and I'm just like, tears are just pouring down, and I'm crying. And they just looked at me. So I gave me a hug, and she went back upstairs. But, just knowing that my kids see the dedication and the hard work that I do every single day for them to make sure these lights stay on. They had the internet for them game systems. You know what I'm saying? They don't want for nothing. They're not hungry. Their bellies ain't hungry or anything like that. And for them to tell me, like, you're a good mom. And they released me of some more things that we talked about. But they kind of released me because I was, what I thought in protecting them, I was not. You see what I'm saying? And they were protecting me, y'all. So, child, it's been just quite a journey. I'm so happy that I'm at a good place. I talked to my therapist yesterday, and she was like, from last year this time when we talked, you weren't in a good place. But this year, you are. And not to say that there won't be bad days or anything like that, but I'm at a good place where, you know, I recognize when I ain't doing good. I recognize when I need to go to the moon. And I'm just content and happy with where I am. I'm very, very happy. I've had some sad days, and I've had some hills to climb, but there's no complaints here in this camp. Okay. But y'all, segue into, y'all know I love lashes, right? Love lashes. And this new company, I think they starting out new or whatever. I don't know what's going on with the light changing. Y'all know production, child. But they sent me these lashes. They gave me these lashes. I ain't no influencer or anything like that, but I thought that was super sweet. And they sent me a pair of lashes. And so shouts out to Meek Lashes. I'm gonna put the Instagram name here. And y'all go support them. I'm not for sure if they're gonna have other links. I like fluffy, big lashes. But I think they're gonna have some more there. So shouts out to them. Y'all go check them out. I think they are just starting with their business. So yeah, y'all go check them out. Anyways, that's basically it. Y'all know I like to get deep on y'all. This salad, y'all better try it. And it's so filling. Like, I'm pretty sure if I threw some, no, I don't know about cucumbers, but it's a nice little salad. And it's not heavy. So I ate it last night. And I was like, damn, I'm still hungry. But that's what happens when you eat salads, huh? My little concoction here. I can't tell y'all what it is. I do know it has Modelo in it. I think I put some juice in here. A lime. Squeeze of a lime. I think that's it. But it actually pairs well with this salad. All right, y'all. I'm safe and sound. I'm thankful that I made it to see another week. You know? And I'm going to get on up out of here. I don't know. Don't y'all hate when y'all send an email and you don't put the attachment in it? Me today. Doing the most. I a tad bit jet lag. I try not to be jet lagged a lot. I try to make sure I'm not jet lagged when I travel. And last night I was up watching Buried with the Bernards. I'm about to watch it again, y'all. That show is hilarious. Laughing down. And then I think I fell asleep and I woke up. And if I do that, I'm up all night. So I think I went to bed at like 2 o'clock and I didn't wake up to 8 a.m. Normally my time is 7. Y'all, I want a new car. But I don't want the note. But I need a new car. I don't need a new car. Time out. I don't need a new car. I want a new car. Cam done maxed out. It ain't no small car, but my baby is in. Child, head to the ceiling. Poor Carter sit behind him, but Carter's legs is getting long. Carter done grew an inch since I've been gone. A foot long. I'm gonna be the shortest one in the house. So I'm trying to see what car I want. It needs to be an SUV, but y'all put it up there. When you pray for me. Put my family up there. You know what I'm saying? Just say, Lord, I pray for Agatha and Marshall 1, 2, and 3. And he know what the need is, okay? But that's what I want. I want a car. I want a new car. I think I'm gonna do that. Next trips I'm taking, I don't know. If you follow Come Eat with Aggie, you'll see all the cooking things. But if you follow my personal page, Jack's Management, I might talk about it. I don't know. The travel was easy. So for me, traveling has always been easy. But during COVID, you thought, a lot of people stress about. And here's the thing. You have so much anxiety over something you ain't never been through. That's what anxiety is. That's the definition of it. Your brain tricks you into all these other things, you fast-paced thinking, and you don't even know the outcome. You don't even know what the outcome gonna be. Who messaged me? So I didn't have any worries going into traveling. I just wanted to make sure I had all the documentations. I remember traveling a long time ago when you had to have all this documentation to travel to the different countries, and then it just switched over to the passport. Once your passport was valid, that's all you needed, passport and your ticket. But when you do go to other countries, I know some countries in Africa you have to have a yellow fever card and all this. Well, we're going to have to have a COVID card, I think, eventually, soon. But the precautions were met with it was surprising, especially going into Mexico, not saying anything about, that it wouldn't be on point or anything, but going into Mexico, they ain't play no games. You had to have that COVID test, and they're checking it 3 times, literally. At the checkout counter, they're checking it in security. Because if you don't go to the checkout counter and you do the electronic boarding pass on your phone, you have to pull out the COVID test at the security TSA gate for them to check to see that it's negative. Because at the checkout counter, they're supposed to stamp it. You don't get the stamp, then you got to check it at the TSA. And then you got to get checked again at the departure date. So, for me, baby, you can come by. You don't ever have to stop. This your house. Live your life. That's my oldest. Cam, say hi to the people. Y'all hear that voice? Sometimes he be in here talking. I ain't got no man in here. What you eating, Bubs? What you eating? Is it cold upstairs? It's a little chilly down here. Mimi, we call Mimi Mama. I call my mama Mimi. Mimi, turn that air conditioner. That heat up. Past 6 to 8. Child, for the light bill. And I understand because my light bill was expensive this month. So we is at a cool 71 in here, but it's still chilly. I still got this fan going. Gotta have circulation, but it must be cold up there. No, you just got it on. Do you have to go to the school tomorrow? When do you have to go to school for testing? You don't have testing? Camera went out. Sometime in April for exams. But yeah, back to the COVID testing, things of that nature. You gotta have that COVID test. And then coming back to the US, Uncle Joe said you gotta have another and gotta fill out a form. There was a lot of surveys and forms you had to fill out. They checking your, like they had scanners, checking your temperature, and they also have the dogs. But I read an article somewhere that they were training the canine dogs to sniff out fevers in people. It's crazy, right? The canine dog was after me in Fort Lauderdale. And I was just walking on my phone. I had my earphones in, and he was like, "Ma'am," and I was like, "Huh?" And the dog was right there, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And he was like, "What's in your bag? You got any medicine in your bag?" Because he didn't sit down to alert that there were drugs in there. Yeah, I done took this and be a headline somewhere, but he was still walking, and so I had food in my bag. I had shrimp. I had ate at Margaritaville in Cancun at the airport. So I had shrimp, and then my thyroid medicine was in my bag. And he's like, "You have any medicine in your bag?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Synthroid." And he's like, "Do you have any food?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got plenty of snacks." And he was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And he let me go. But child, I was walking, and everybody, and I turned around, and everybody looking at me like, "She ain't gonna stop." Keep it moving. The only thing that I did not like was coming into Fort Lauderdale. I had a layover in Fort Lauderdale. If you're gonna fly to Mexico, do a direct flight. But my ticket required for me to have to be the price, so I wouldn't have to overspend on my little credit, my little coupon. I had to have a layover in Fort Lauderdale, and so the only thing that I didn't like there is because their social distancing practices weren't like in Georgia. When you go to the airport of Atlanta, there's stickers on the ground where you have to stand on it, and everybody was literally like, "And you gonna put 6 feet between me on my neck breathe, because I'm gonna give you the damn back up. That's what I'm gonna give you." One man walked up on me so close, he was like, "I am so sorry, I didn't even give you 6 feet." Yes, 6 feet, but it's because those stickers weren't on the ground. What about they do better? Especially in customs, and they weren't wiping down the custom machines that you have to, verify that you should go through each stamp and stuff. They didn't wipe those down. I didn't like that. In Atlanta, they did. They wiped down, spraying down everything. From when I went through that, y'all might have a different story, but when I went through that, they did have that. It's wiping down the little ticket kiosks and stuff. But other than that, I am gonna go get a COVID test what's today? Tuesday. So I'll probably go get one Friday. Uncle Joe said when you come back into the United States, you need to quarantine for at least 7 days, because a lot of times people do have a lot of layovers, and you don't have to have a negative COVID test to fly from state to state. I know that everybody on my flight from Cancun to Fort Lauderdale was negative because they had to have one to get out the airport. But I don't know when I landed in Fort Lauderdale coming to Atlanta, it didn't international. So I'm just gonna do it as precaution. So I quarantined myself for this week, just to be precautious, just to be safe. Slow the spread. I'm gonna be the best at slowing the spread, but I'm not gonna sit at the house. A lot of people said, you could have did that cheaper at the house. It's you in my business. Don't do that. And two, you ain't sending Cash App, a Venmo, PayPal, or a Zelle over here in this camp. Don't do that. You in my business. But yes, anyway, I'm stupid, I know. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with me. These are fun. My next, I'm trying to get my friends out calendars. Y'all, I might bring my best friend in here. We might sit up here and talk about something. I don't know. One of my best friends. I have two. I really want to do this traveling. So I was supposed to record when I went to Tulum, but child, I was having such a good time. I was like, I took the stand, tripod, I took the camera, I did all of it. And I was like, nope, I'm going to relax and reset. I'm not going to work. But I'm going to have some guests. I don't know what else to do outside of this. If you're enjoying it, thumbs up. I don't have the comments activated on there because I can't remember how to put them back. So I'll figure it out. But I just don't really like the comments because it's trolls and stuff. Trolls are insane. I don't understand how y'all got time to be trolling folks. Like, you literally sitting at a computer telling somebody what they did wrong, but you behind a computer, you got something negative to say. So I don't know if I'm gonna turn the comments on. I don't know. I can't remember how to turn them back on. I have to figure it out. But I don't know if I am, because I ain't got time for the negativity. Y'all keep that over there. I'm be over here living my life with my red roses and everything. All right. Love y'all, mean and make good choices. Be a leader. Don't be average. Be savage. Keep Christ first. Remember you're beautiful, ladies, fellas. Y'all got this. And don't forget to love on yourself, regardless. Whether it's cooking your favorite dinner and eating by yourself or taking a trip to the moon. All right. And the marathon continues. All right. Bye, guys.